Please be seated. My lords, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and a very warm welcome to the Edinburgh Academy Senior School Exhibition 2022. Given the oppressive heat today, particularly in the hall, the rector has given special dispensation that if you would wish to remove your blazers, please do so now. I think we've got a full house. Excellent. Today, we return to New College to celebrate the year's achievements throughout our school. In particular, we send our very best wishes to those of you who are marking your last day as Edinburgh Academy pupils and are about to embark on life as academicals. As we continue to emerge and adjust to life after COVID, there's a real sense of optimism. We look forward to new ways to contribute and engage, rather than simply returning to the old ways of doing things where these are no longer appropriate. This is certainly true amongst our young people and teachers at the Academy. Traditions, such as we are enjoying today, are an important fabric of our school and serve to celebrate the many achievements and successes over the year. The fact is, these achievements and successes were enabled by the hugely positive way in which the Academy family responded to the sustained challenges of the last 2 years. And this is due in no small measure to each one of you gathered here today. Pupils, staff, and parents, you've all played a vital role, and thank you for that. Under the leadership of our rector and bursar, our academic and support staff responded with outstanding fortitude and positivity to ensure the Edinburgh Academy has emerged from the pandemic stronger, optimistic for the future, and excited as we build towards our bicentenary in 2024. Building for the future, the tangible investment in the Academy's infrastructure can be seen in the Learning Commons, a superb facility which will provide modern learning facilities for Academy students from the autumn term. This will allow us to develop an interdisciplinary educational approach by blending traditional learning skills, creative design thinking, and innovative problem solving. The new Strength and Conditioning Suite at Donaldson's offers first-class facilities for our athletes, whilst the Henry Marsh Golf Centre delivers state-of-the-art coaching and playing opportunities to students of all ages and abilities across the whole school. I would like to gratefully acknowledge those donors who have so generously supported these projects, which significantly enhance our all-round educational offering and greatly add to the life of the school. The Edinburgh Academy is a lifelong family. It is a responsibility of the Court of Directors to assure the school for current and future generations, including the safeguarding and well-being of our students and staff. I would like to acknowledge the pastoral care that the school has provided to pupils and staff, never more so than during the COVID years. It has been quite superb and a vital support to many. Mike Bryce and his team deserve great credit and our thanks for their professionalism and ability to help others in the most challenging of times. Running a school becomes ever more complex with political and financial headwinds gathering around us, and the focus falls on our senior leadership team, led by the rector. We are extremely fortunate to have the combined experience and abilities provided by Mr. Welsh, Mr. Cartwright, and Mr. Calder to ensure the effective running of our school. The work of the Court of Directors remains vital to the oversight and governance of the school. I greatly appreciate the work of my fellow directors who have given of their time and expertise so willingly. In so doing, I'd like to recognise Phil Miller. For many years, we benefited from Phil's wise counsel, particularly in support of our capital projects, before his retirement from the court in 2021. I would like to also extend my thanks to Paul Dolman, who retires from the court today, and Dr. Rui Paris, who stood down earlier this year. Particular thanks are due to my predecessor, Morag McNeill. The court was fortunate to have Morag as our chair throughout the pandemic, and I would like to take this opportunity to recognise Morag's outstanding contribution as chair during the most challenging of times. To our leavers today, I sincerely hope you have enjoyed and benefited from your years at the Academy. You may never play another Hales match or go down the hill again, but like countless academicals before, you will have gained experiences and friends that will last a lifetime. As you walk out the gates later today, new adventures will begin. Embrace them and enjoy the opportunities that lie ahead for each and every one of you. We now move to the more formal part of the proceedings and to congratulate our pupils. We start by singing our traditional psalm, written and composed by the Marquess of Lorne, a famous academical, Unto the Hills Around.
Thank you very much. Please sit down. So we come to the presentation of prizes for Guides to Fifths classes. In absentia to Aisling Wood, the Guides English Prize, to Sky R. Kochalaka, the Guides Mathematics Prize, then the Seconds English Prize to Isabella Davidson, and the Seconds Mathematics Prize to Saisha Underhal. Delighted to be able to introduce to you Dr. Roger Whiteman to present the Roger Whiteman Medal. And that's awarded to Matthew White. The Lion Prize for Academic Achievement in Thirds goes to Elsa Lee. The Peter Langwell Prize for Academic Achievement in Thirds to Alyssa Snodgrass. The Lion Prize for Academic Achievement in Fourths to Ruby Hardwick. And the T.A. Nielsen Prize for Academic Achievement in Fourths to David Crawford. The Best Junior Female All-Rounder at Games goes to Annika Medema. The Michael C. Walker Trophy for Best Junior Male All-Rounder at Games to Robbie Welsh. An impressive achievement, the winner of 3 awards, the William Henry Mill Prize for English, the Fifths Religious Studies Prize, and the Alistair Hope Kidd Prize for Spanish to Clementine Davidson. The Mitchell Medal and James Michael Blair Prize for Maths to Jennifer Huang. If you thought 3 was good, here comes 4. The Fifths Chemistry Prize, the NFT Chaffee Prize for Physics, the Fifths Biology Prize, and the Gordon Lamb Prize for Art, all to Clement Lee. The Thompson Prize for Scottish History and the Fifths Economics Prize to Mia McGoldrick, and the Alistair Hope Kidd Prize for Mandarin, and the Fifths Computing Science Prize to Jessica McPherson. The Alistair Hope Kidd Prize for French goes to Harry James, the Alistair Hope Kidd Prize for German to Katrina Dawson, and the Neil Laird Prize for Classics to Yanis Sirikos. The Fifths Modern Studies Prize to Chrissy Clark, the Fifths Business Studies Prize to Fergus Woodward, the Fifths Drama Prize to Esme Prosser, and the Fifths Prize for Design Technology to Rosa Ogilvie. The Fifths Geography Prize is awarded to Olivia Smart, the Fifths Music Prize to Lucy Brookman, and the Fifths Physical Education Prize to Emily McLean. And Rector, that's over to you.
It may seem like I've got a lot of pages, but I'm very old, and so my font size is very big. So. My lords, ladies and gentlemen, members of the Court of Directors, staff and students of the Edinburgh Academy, and most importantly, our leavers, the class of 2022. I welcome you all to the grandeur of the Assembly Hall and this year's exhibition and end-of-year ceremony. Welcome. I'm not sure how many of you will have seen the exhibition last year, given it was under COVID restrictions and in a tent by the bins, but for some unknown reason, probably the excitement of being near real people and not on a screen, I got carried away last year and spent far too long talking about tardigrades, which are basically indestructible microscopic animals. In a speech spanning close to 60 minutes, it is basically the only thing that people remember in what I had to say. I did not cover myself in glory. This year, I had to make a solemn promise to my wife and my sons that I would not be mentioning any water bears, moss piglets, tardigrades, eight-legged segmented microanimals, roundworms, newts, salamanders, parameciums, immortal jellyfishes, or blobfish, other than in this disclaimer. And so today's speech will be considerably shorter than last year's. I am afraid there will be no further amazing facts about such wonderful creatures. For the sake of getting to exhibition lunch before the seagulls do, I will be making this sacrifice for us all. But the very fact there is an animal called an immortal jellyfish should leave you wishing I was not under this restriction this year. You will have to wait until next year now, or find me while the pipe band are playing and we can have a chat while no one can hear us. Having therefore, for everyone's sake, to cut out all the interesting material from this year's exhibition speech, it is only left for me to say this. Welcome to exhibition. To our leaving class of 22, well done, thank you and good luck. To Miss Hennessey, you absolutely rock. You are a star and we will miss you. To Mr. Tully, fetties? Really? Fetties? Thanks very much. Have a great holiday. Just kidding. If you're like me, gathering here again in this inspirational space to celebrate being a member of the Edinburgh Academy is a truly wonderful thing. It is marvellous to see everyone, to hear the excited chattering this morning as we gathered before the ceremony began. And I cannot wait to descend the stairs down into the quad after this ceremony to see all our leavers, so grown up and mature and ready to fly and go on and be amazing, all chatting together and sharing each other's final day at this wonderful school. These last few months of COVID have sometimes felt like watching a dawn from a high mountain top, cold and sluggish after a long night, but watching a slow, much wished-for sunrise, gradually the light and warmth chasing away the shadows and the chill that night has left behind. So it has been with COVID. I do hope that the summer holiday will be the final epilogue in a truly bizarre chapter. Thank you all for your support, your patience, your understanding, and your perseverance, as we've all had to negotiate our way through things again this year. It has been very much easier, with fewer and fewer restrictions and a far greater sense of normality. There has been a return to significant school events that we have missed so much when they were absent. It's been wonderful to see competitive sport, collective music, pipe band, choirs, dramatic performances starting again, success in computing challenges, public speaking competitions, debating, the physics Olympiad, writing competitions, and a host of other activities, showing just how resilient and able our students are. Competitive sport returned. Our hockey programme had all sorts of successes, semi-final heartache and a Scottish Cup for our under-15 girls. There were national caps in a range of sports, including hockey, rugby, swimming, rowing and athletics. There was a raft of successes in fives, and we have a truly competitive national programme under Mr McFarlane's watch. The superb summer concert in Greyfriars followed a brilliant division soloist competition earlier this term, which itself followed a night at the theatre and a host of other activities. The speaker's dinner returned, much to the delight of many sevenths. And despite our worries about a super spreader event and a rapidly increasing absence rate across the senior years, it thankfully only had a casualty rate of 1. In latest news, Rebecca Grieve has just been selected among 7 Scots for the GB under-18 team. It has been wonderful to see our students competing at such a high level. As Mr. Lisher and members of the History Department will remember, best of all in this COVID year was the period of the Great Reveal, which occurred throughout Scotland in mid-April. The period of the Great Reveal was a period of great joy and ecstatic celebration in Scottish history, a period of such joy, in fact, that it almost surpasses the 1990 Grand Slam victory. As I understand it from my father-in-law, the most significant event in Scottish history. The period of the Great Reveal followed shortly after a period in English history named the Reckless English Relaxing. As the history books will show, in the time of the Reckless English Relaxing, carefree and reckless English people would be forced by Nicola Sturgeon herself to put on face masks. They sat on a northerly train at Berwick-on-Tweed and immediately moved to 2 metres from their fellow train traveller. It was a time when lonely marauding Scots of groups of Scottish stags and Hindus would have to sneak surreptitiously across the border to enjoy a good night out before covering back up again and concealing their faces as they trudged wearily north. Strange times indeed, and strange times at Henderson Road too. The period of the Great Reveal was, of course, a time of celebration, when masks could be taken off and we could once more share a smile and a laugh without doing so behind face masks. The onset of the Great Reveal was meant to be one of joy, of celebration and excitement. At Henderson Road for our sevenths, however, it was a strangely muted affair, with a great deal of fluttering of eyelashes and shrugs, of rolled eyeballs and mumbled, "No, I think I'd rather keep my face mask on if that's okay. It's much safer that way." It was a strange time for the older members of staff, who were liberated to be free of their masks and rushing about, enunciating their vowels and smacking their lips for all to see with reckless abandon. The Great Reveal, when it did come, showed that behind their masks, many of our sevenths had either been growing sneaky face mask-shaped beards or were now so heavily pierced and punctured and sporting nose rings, nose studs, tongue piercings and lip rings that walking into Scotmid for a can of energy drink would almost certainly set off the security alarms. It was as if some strange Henderson Road dyslexia had mysteriously set about our sevenths in the night, and they had misunderstood Linda Folds' COVID warnings, mistaking the words physical distancing for facial piercings. It was indeed a shock to see so many wispy Jesus Christ superstar beards appear from behind the masks when they finally came off. It was a real shock to see so many of these again when term began, but I am delighted to see them here this morning. They are most welcome. We gather here today for our 197th exhibition to celebrate another year in the history books for the Edinburgh Academy and to thank all members of our staff, both teaching and our operational staff, who have worked tirelessly to ensure that education has continued despite the pressures of COVID. I would like to extend my significant thanks to the entire team for all they have done to get us safely to Exhibition 2022. They have been outstanding. Thank you very much indeed. We are also privileged to welcome Hilary Dingwall Fordyce and her family to this exhibition. Hilary's father, Dennis Arthur Roberts, was an academical until 1939-1940 and was always proud of his old school and his sporting achievements. He was quite the athlete in his day, winning many cups, and still holds the school record for the 100-yard dash in perpetuity, as he held this before we went metric. After school, he began his medical studies at Edinburgh University, then in 1941 signed up with the RAF and became a Spitfire pilot. While in training, he was invited to play for Scotland in the Forces International against England. He was also a clarinet player and a jazz fanatic. Hilary has donated 4 of his silver cups to the Edinburgh Academy to be awarded at exhibition for the most outstanding rugby back, senior girls fives, as well as junior boys and girls tennis. It is my honour, therefore, to be able to award these prizes today for the first ever time. After this, these prizes will join other cups and prizes in future exhibitions and prize-giving ceremonies. The D.A. Roberts Cups, therefore, are awarded to senior girls fives, Rosa Ogilvie, and to most outstanding rugby back, Eddie Murray. And to boys junior tennis, Thomas Templey, and girls junior tennis, Anna Bailey. It is a great honour to have Hilary here today with her family, and I thank them on all our behalves for their kind donation. We also meet today to celebrate significant service from our staff. We were lucky enough to celebrate Simon Mayer's 20 years service at the recent court dinner. As well as Simon, I would like to signal our significant thanks to Mr. Alan Rennie, our chemistry technician lab assistant, who this year celebrates 33 years and 1 term at the Academy. 100 terms of service is a rare feat and deserves a special recognition. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm hoping he is here. After 100 terms of devoted service to this fine institution, I'd like to invite Mr. Alan Rennie to the stage to receive our appreciation and, of course, our applause. I would also like to recognise Mr. Jonathan Lisher, who last year was awarded the Francis Hardy Trophy by the class of 2021 in recognition for his willingness to go above and beyond and in having such an impactful effect on their lives. That member of staff who always goes the extra mile and who works tirelessly to help, to support and educate. Unfortunately, Jonathan Lisher never got to receive this award properly. And so we will invite him to come up quickly, please, and receive this today and hold it onto it until the head effers announce this year's winner, at which point we'll ask him to return to the platform and present this year's recipient with the trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, just depends on how quick his feet are. He's just building suspense now. Mr. Jonathan Lisher. So I've just been blinded by Tully's socks. It's amazing. Alongside these amazing members of staff are several others in our common room whose last day at the Academy is today, or those who stepped down from principal roles in our academic teams after transformational and energising leadership. Changing roles will be Charles Brookman stepping down as head of maths, but thankfully stays on in the teaching staff, and Aileen Healy will take over as head of department. And Mike Allingham steps down as director of sport, but again, thankfully, is staying on the staff and will be replaced by Mr. Paul Livesey, who joins from De La Salle College in Jersey. I would also like to very much thank the following who are bound for new ventures elsewhere: to Callum Bremner, Seaway Sharwood-Smith, Gillian Rodden, Nusrat Ahmed and David Chant, who all head away to new challenges and opportunities. We wish them well and hope that they will visit and keep us up to date with their news. With 50 years of service to the Academy between them, I would also like to send our thanks, our love and our gratitude to Angus, Tully and Sandra Hennessey, who both leave today. Both have been sensational and have shaped and changed the lives of countless students at the Academy during their time with us. Music and design are inherently connected. They are both forms of calculated expression. Musicians use tempo and pitch to set a mood or create a style, while designers use layout, structure, colour, typography and hierarchy. Music and design are two very different creative industries, but have very similar objectives. As artists, musicians and designers both aim to engage with their audience on the deepest level possible. They both aim to create something unique, stimulating and memorable. Their work can draw sighs, smiles and a sense of intense satisfaction or accomplishment and success. Often in the process of doing just that, both can inspire each other. There is something unique, special, and transformational in being in the company of creative people. And I can honestly say that is the case with Angus and Sandra. Music is the soundtrack of your life. You will all link the lines of songs or the opening bars of melody to a moment in your life. And those notes and that music will forever be instantly linked with moments and experiences in your life. For me, it is the opening exciting bars of Come On Eileen by Dexy's Midnight Runners. My first ever dance with a girl at summer camp when I was 9. What's funny about that? I can't imagine me dancing with a girl. That's so rude. Abide With Me, which we used for my father's funeral, but it always makes my heart skip a beat and stop when I hear it again. Or the opening notes of Highland Cathedral, played by a lone piper, played as my soon-to-be wife walked down the aisle. Now, why that last song provokes in me a cold shiver down my spine and a supernatural desire to leap for the nearest open window, you can see what I mean about how music can touch the soul and bring us to another place. Angus has done that for us, and we have loved him for it. Angus Tully, our head of music, started with us in July 2004, and so has completed almost 18 years in provoking these sorts of emotional responses in us, not only in our students, but in our staff, our chamber choir, the choral society and parents' choirs he's led, and in all those who is amazed and stunned with his playing of the organ as well. Angus has a mischievous streak and has spent many an assembly trying to match a theme or message given from the stage in the main hall during an assembly to the tune he plays while the speaker leaves ceremoniously down the aisle. He cannot hide his boyish, naughty streak when he makes a connection and plays a tune. Most recently, Ricky Martin's Living La Vida Loca, the first time this has ever been played on an organ in the main hall. His wit, sense of humour, sense of fun and sheer brilliance as a musician will be greatly missed. I am sure I speak on behalf of all those who have been taught music, sung in a choir, played in a concert, sung in an assembled throng in the Usher Hall or in a choir of the year competition. And I must thank him for his passion, his energy, his commitment, his knowledge, his smile, his affectionate bark when cross, or giving evil daggles across a packed hall to an errant child who is singing in the wrong key or turning his page over noisily. We've all been enthralled by everything. Then it is, of course, his beloved chamber choir, Angus has presided over the chamber choir since 2008, and this is where his competitive instincts kick in when it comes to choral music. His achievements include Barnardo's British Choir of the Year, Barnardo's finalist, BBC Songs of Praise, School Choir of the Year winner, and semi-finalists, all among Angus's successes with our chamber choir. For the Edinburgh Academy, hymn practice is a spectator event, an event to settle into a chair and enjoy, as Angus leads the school in song. It is a real art form. For all these and many other reasons, we will miss Angus enormously. That said, however, there is one reason I am delighted to see Angus leave and head across East Fettes Avenue, and one reason only. Quietly and without fuss, my health and safety manager, the school nurse, our head of estates, and an extreme roped access team from Livingston have been working out the safest way to evacuate a casualty from Angus's office, should they be unlucky enough to be buried in a pile of music scripts, sheet music, copies for Beauty of the Earth by John Rutter, and various pieces of music and scribbled notes from 2004, when Angus first started at EA. Often, we would award advanced higher music not for the quality of music played, but for the skillful way a candidate would have to negotiate mounds of paper, scores of sheet music to get to a chair or any available space without falling under a pile of Mozart's Laudamus Te. In fact, and not many people will know this, but now Angus is leaving, I can admit it, the reason why advanced higher music results are so good is that there has been a process of natural selection going throughout National 5 and higher, whereby only the most nimble and lucky survive. With Angus's departure, we will finally be able to pack away the stretcher, breathing apparatus, jaws of life, and industrial paper shredder that the risk assessment document requires for students or visitors to enter his office. As Angus has readied himself for his departure, we have readied ourselves to find out what colour the carpet in his office actually is. No one can remember what it looked like when he took over the office from Phil Code. I will miss that excitement and my heart missing a beat as I hear a scream coming from somewhere near the music rotunda. I will not quicken my step and start reaching for a high-lift jack. I will just assume a student is exclaiming a happy response as they fall in love with music, and regret the fact that Angus is no longer there. Sandra Hennessey, our head of DT, joined us in August 1990 and has served 32 years with us, shaping, guiding, and drawing out the very best in countless hundreds of our students over that time. She too shares the same creativity, industry, and desire to see her students succeed in all they do. She may not like the same fanfare and acclamation that Angus may enjoy, preferring far more a gentler and more reserved approach, a smile and a nod, rather than a crescendo of applause and cheers, but still achieving the same unique result, the culmination of a creative thought process, of planning, shaping, experimenting, designing, crafting, of learning through trial and error, and of overcoming problems, finding solutions, and always succeeding. Sandra has always had a passion and an innate skill in nurturing talent and skills in others, and the students that she has taught have loved her for it. Her natural desire is to help people succeed, and she will work tirelessly to make this happen, offering kindness and support to anyone who needs it. When we do admissions to the senior school, we talk about a need for our students to have a friend and a member of staff who gets them, and to find a space where they can shut out the noise and the drama and be themselves. Find solace, find peace, recharge, refresh. Students can find this anywhere, and it is individual to each and every one of us. Some find it in the quiet and peaceful walk. Some find it sitting on a bench in Donaldson's enjoying the sun. Some find it in a music practice room or a favourite teacher's classroom, or in the dining hall where the throng and thump of a feeding frenzy is an easy place to get lost. Others find it in the DT workshops and labs, in the jewellery workshop, and in quiet places where they can let their imaginations soar and their dreams take shape. Pupils who may sometimes struggle to fit in have found sanctuary in the DT workshops under her guidance, and there have been many a student who have been labelled as wayward, who have benefited and been transformed by her patient guidance and support. She has the uncanny knack of seeing potential where many others do not. and she is always found to go the extra mile so success can be found. Sandra has been an outstanding member of staff, friend, colleague, guide, and leader. She is a superb designer, and her technical skills have helped many go into the creative world as a career. The creative process is the evolution of an idea into its final form through a progression of thoughts and actions. Sandra is exceptional in this area and loves taking ideas and bringing them into fruition. From songwriters to television producers, creative individuals go through 5 steps to bring their ideas to fruition, each flowing logically into the next phase of the process. Number 1, the preparation stage. As you begin the creative journey, the first stage involves prep work and idea generation. This is where you gather your materials and conduct research that could spark an idea. Number 2, the incubation stage. The second stage is where you let it go. Part of the creative thinking is taking a step away from your idea before you sit down to flesh it out. During this time, your story or song or problem is incubating in the back of your mind. Number 3, the illumination stage. Illumination is when the aha moment comes. The light bulb clicks on as connections are formed, and all those ideas you've gathered come together to present the solution to your problems. It can take you by surprise, but after the incubation stage, an idea has emerged. The evaluation stage is a time of reflection when you look back on your original concept and see if your solution aligns with your vision. Number 5, the verification stage, the final stage of the creative process. It's when the hard work happens. Your product may be a physical object, a campaign, a song, a novel, a design, a round of golf on a fiendishly difficult course. Now you finalize your design, you'll bring your ideas to life and you share it with the world. Sandra, thank you so much for everything you've done at ETEA. We would all hope you will now take these 5 creative steps of the creative process into your future life and the golf course. 1, preparation stage. Pack car, golf bag, golf shoes, umbrella. It's Scotland after all. Incubation stage. First tee. Whether it's local knowledge or problem solving on a difficult links course, let your mind wander and dream of a sub-70 score. A hole-in-one perhaps today. Illumination stage. The aha moment. Takeaway, transition, downswing, impact. The club head hit sweetly. The dream made real. Evaluation stage. A careful check. Don't lift the head too early. Watch the ball arcing away into the distance, the wind pushing it towards the hole as you intended. The verification stage, a soft bounce, some backspin, a wee hop, a roll, and certainly in 2-putt range. Yes, that's a good shot. Enjoy all the challenges and fun that lie ahead. Stay in touch, and we very much hope to see you out on the golf course in the years ahead. Could we please have a round of applause for all those members of staff for whom today is their last day at the Academy? Alongside these individuals, I'd just like to mark my sincere thanks to all those who have supported the school this year, to the members of the Parent Association who provide such an important link between the school and the parent body, and in particular Fiona Lane and Caroline Reid as the chairs of the EAPA. Thank you for all you do. Fiona Lane steps down as chair later this year, and we will make sure we celebrate the significant impact she has made in the school later this year. As witnessed in the wonderful return of the games and the big picnic last weekend, the combined forces of the school and the EAPA are a powerful force, and I thank them most sincerely for all that they do. We also have our academical community as well, who make such an important part of the school. My thanks to them. Reconnecting with our academical community remains a priority as we near our bicentennial, and I must thank Tony Cook, our president of the EAC, who will be welcoming our leavers into the academicals later in this exhibition, as well as Andrew Kosh and Barney Payton. My sincere thanks are also due to Miss Samantha Byers, our new Director of Development, who has joined our team and will be central in stewarding the Eric Stevenson Learning Commons to its finish and its opening in October 22. This new development will join the library to the James Clerk Maxwell Science Centre. My thanks to the many supporters from the parent body who've already donated generously to this project, and I look forward to welcoming you all to this new edition later in the year. Exhibition is about looking ahead and looking forward, always trying to build on the successes of learning and learning from mistakes from the previous year. On Friday the 30th of June 2023, we shall gather here to celebrate Exhibition 23 and then head down to Henderson Row for our standard events. Friday the 30th, 2023 is a special date in the history of the school, however, as it marks the 200th anniversary of the laying of the foundation stone of the main building of the senior school, which was laid down on the 30th of June, 1823. We will ensure, therefore, that next year's celebrations includes a foundation stone element and the start of our bicentennial celebrations. Now let me turn finally to the sevenths, the class of 2022, and our leavers this year. August 22 and the beginning of this new school year already seems like a long time ago, and yet time seems to have passed at an alarming rate of knots. The leaders of this school in this academic year have risen to each and every challenge that has faced them and had time to develop new initiatives and develop and transform the school, and in doing so, educated us all to be better human beings. Led by Caroline Gardner, Finn Cunningham, Caitlin Elliott and Jacob Carey, our efforts have responded to every challenge and have responded superbly. Jacob and Caitlin spoke into the school yesterday in our final prize giving in the main hall, and I look forward to listening to Finn and Caroline later today. Caroline Gardner, as you know, is this year's recipient of the Sir John Thompson's Memorial Sword, which is the highest award for a CCF RAF cadet in the United Kingdom, and has also been awarded a place on the International Air Cadet Exchange to Sweden this summer. She, alongside a wonderful team of EFAs, have worked incredibly well with our sevenths to make this year the wonderful year that it has been. Congratulations to them all. You have had to face a significantly disrupted period of your education, 3 years of uncertainty in your exams, a disrupted education, lockdowns, a significant impact on all the things we cherish: the music, the drama, the plays, the sporting fixtures, camps, trips, visits abroad. Life at school has been tougher than most have had to face, but you have done it with grace, with humour, with respect, with friendship, support, empathy and care. And you have stood up for each other and challenged us when we needed to be challenged. It was your responsibility to leave the school in a better place than you found it. And you have shown us your talents and your skills, your kindness, your weirdness, your face mark-shaped beards along the way. Thank you for all of that. My sincere thanks to all our sevenths. As you sing the Floriat at the end of this ceremony, as you cross the stage to become an academical, as we meet down in the quad and celebrate your careers at the school, we hope you do so filled with pride and happiness. Sometimes people say that your school years are the best years of your life. Though we may hope these years have been wonderful, these are only the best years of your life if you let them be. Don't. Leave the academy and have even better years, year upon year of them. This is as true for our leavers in the student body as it is for our departing staff as well. This school and the people in it have prepared you for the twists and turns that life will take in the years ahead. We hope the school will always remain in your memory as a safe and friendly space that you lived in, you learned in, you worked in, you laughed in, and you felt cared in. We all wish you the very best for everything that lies ahead. Keep in touch. Let us know how you are getting on. We are always grateful for that news and so proud when you go on and find happiness, success, love and laughter in everything that you do. It's what we wish for all of you now. Floriat Academia.
others that we would like to share with you just before we go. Have the hankies ready if you think you might need them.
You remember me had to happen.
I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night.
Tonight's gonna be a good night.
That tonight's gonna be a good night. I feel it. Ooh. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night.
Tonight's the night. Let's have it up. I got my money. Let's spend it up. Go out and smash it. Like oh my God. Jump off that sofa. Let's get it up.
I know that we have a ball if we get down and go and just lose it all. I feel the stress and I wanna let it go. It's the way I space now, losing all control.
Fill up my cup. Mazel tov. Look at her dancing. Just take it off. Let's ring the town. We'll shut it down. Let's burn the roof. And then we'll do it again.
Let's do it, 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 let's do it. I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night.
But tonight's gonna be a good night.
That tonight's gonna be a good night. I feel it. Ooh. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Saturday and Sunday. We keep going on. You know what to say. Party every day, party every day, and I'm feeling, ooh,
That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night.
that tonight's gonna be a good night.
So we move now to the presentation of prizes for the 6th and 7th classes. The James Michael Blair Prize for English and the Aitken Prize for French in 6th, both to Olivia McCormack. The Ferguson Medal and H.N. Boyd Prize for Mathematics and the Mackenzie Prize for Physics, both in 6th, to Jennifer Lane. The Higher Religious Studies and Philosophy Prize, the 6th Geography Prize, and the Ernst & Young Prize for Higher Business Studies to Lucy Wilkinson. The 6th Ernst & Young Prize for Economics and the Fieldhouse Prize for Chemistry in 6th to Katie Binney. The J. Wilson Patterson Prize for Classics in 6th to Geordie Coles, the Aitken Prize for German to Lucy Innes, who's not here this morning, the Aitken Prize for Spanish in 6th to Aidan Devlin, and the Aitken Prize for Mandarin in 6th to Louis Symington. The Kenneth Armstrong Prize for Computing Science is awarded to Finan Harkness, the Higher Biology Prize to Noah Deavy, the Stewart Prize for History in 6 to Josiah Sue, and the 6th Modern Studies Prize to Isabella Black, who's not here this morning. The Elder Prize for Higher Drama to James Ogilvie. In absentia, the Duncan Pettigrew Memorial Prize for Art in 6 to Mars McRae. And the 6th Design Technology Prize is awarded to William Hodgson. The Higher Physical Education Prize is awarded to Rebecca Grieve and the Archibald Douglas English Prize to Nicole Stack. The Gloag Medal and H.N. Boyd Prize for Mathematics to Rory Kemp. If you thought 3 was good and 4 was brilliant, here comes 5. The Gordon Honeycomb Prize for Excellence in the Arts. The James Michael Blair Prize for French in 7ths, the Ian I. Harvey Prize for Service to the School, the Ridland Cup for Music and Prize, and the Ernest Bolfer Music Prize, all to David Bain Jardine. The Burnett Trophy for Services to CCF, the Hardman Cup and Prize for Services to Music, and the Ernest Balfour Music Prize to Caroline Gardner. The Academical Club Prize for Modern History and the J.D.A. Gray Prize for Advanced Higher Modern Studies to Archie Powell. The John Anderson Lang Prize for Biology and the John Masson Gulland Prize for Chemistry to Holly McCluskey. The Pentland Prize for Design Technology and the Philip Cohen Prize for Physics to Oliver Bendit. The Prize for Advanced Higher Computing Science and the James Clerk Maxwell Prize to Fionn Smith. The 7th Mandarin Prize and the Ernest Balfour Music Prize to Finn Cunningham. the Advanced Higher Physical Education Prize and the Ian I. Harvey Prize for service to the school to Archie Craigie Hackett. The Bradbury Shield for Best All-Rounder at Games and the Ernest Balfour Music Prize to Nicholas P. Temperley. The Stevenson Cup for Best Senior Girls All-Rounder at Games, Chloe Petrie. The Burness Trophy for Painting to Isabel Murray, the Elder Prize for Advanced Higher Drama to Sylvie Turner, the John Parker Simon Prize for Physics to Murray Kiernan, the Robert Balfour Prize for German to Sophie Portier, and the 7th Spanish Prize to Pete Coy. The 7th Geography Prize to Charlotte Macaulay, and the Darcy Thompson Prize for Fieldwork to Rosie Tofts. The 7th Business Studies Prize to Sam Ross, the 7th Economics Prize to Mac Ingalls, and the Richard Allen Prize for Economics, Business Studies and Internationalisation to Thomas Carey. The Advanced Higher Religious Studies and Philosophy Prize to Mariana Edward, the Chain Art Prize to Claire Mackenzie, and the Ian I. Harvey Prize for Service to the School to Louise Hawkins. The Deputy Head EFA Prize for Service to the School to Caitlin Elliott. And then Deputy Head EFA Prize for Service to the School and the Ian I. Harvey Prize for Service to the School to Jacob Carey. Now, the term Renaissance man could easily have been invented for, or probably even by, this year's Ducks. A quick dictionary definition suggests the qualities of such a figure is that he is well-educated, with a genuine competence in and understanding of multiple fields, all of which complement one another to make him a more talented and more productive person. Charming, witty, able to write poetry, play music, wrestle, ride horses, and to be able to fight as a swordsman. The latter two may not quite apply here, though he has certainly slain many an examiner. And while it is fair to say that he has not had it easy, academically he has often made it look easy, or has sought out the stuff that is far from easy. In P4, 10 years old, his then school had to employ outside agencies to tutor him Intermediate 2 maths. He returned to school after a prolonged absence for health reasons in S2 and embarked on 5 Nat 5 exams, IGCSE music, as well as higher maths. He gained A passes in all of his Nat 5 exams and in his higher maths. Rory came to us in 6th. While the norm is to study 5 hires, Rory chose to study 6. He gained A passes in all 6 hires, putting him in the top 0.1% of academic achievement in Scotland. He joined the advanced higher class despite being in 6th and proceeded to come first in many topic tests, beating the year above's most academic high flyers. In the most recent Scottish Maths Challenge, Rory scored 40 out of 40. Although predominantly a self-taught coder, Rory competed and achieved a gold award in the Bebrus Computational Thinking Challenge in 2020, qualifying for the Oxford University Computing Challenge of March 2021. Rory was 4th in the UK in the OUCC Challenge. He was the winner of last year's Division Soloist competition, with a particular passion and flair for French Romantic and Impressionist repertoire. His digital skills are exceptional, says Mr. Tully, but they need to be given the complexities of some of that music. It's not all technical wizardry and mastery, though. He has an innate feeling and an ear for this style, which he can communicate to any audience. Mr. Tully completes his analysis by describing this young man as a polymath and one with a sense of humour. In similar vein, Dr. Ward's description of him, which she ended with a huge smiley emoji, included the complaint in its poetic sense that the only problem I ever had with him is that he would get distracted by a more interesting maths problem when he was supposed to be doing physics. This is not an issue she has had with very many pupils. Ladies and gentlemen, I commend to you the winner of the Gold Medal and Academical Club Prize for Ducks, Rory Kemp. Finn, Caroline, follow that.
My lords, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to welcome you to the 197th exhibition of the Edinburgh Academy. It's our pleasure to be closing the exhibition today and to be saying our final words before departing. 13 years ago, I entered Denham Green as a curious 5-year-old, together with the 29 others sitting here today. I'm sure we'd all agree that the Academy is primarily responsible for shaping us into the young adults about to enter the abyss of life beyond school, and that we couldn't be more prepared. The main lesson I've learned over my time here is that the Academy has always taught its pupils to never give up. And no matter what life throws at you, it will always be possible. Whether it be competing in the cross-country around Newfield for the division points rather than for competing for a place, or Kinross putting together a division music performance the day before the competition and ending up winning a prize for it. These may be relatable examples for many of you here. However, this is a mindset taught by the Academy for centuries. This can be shown by the many successful academicals who have left since the opening of the school. From the more commonly spoken about Guy Berryman, the bass player for the band Coldplay, to Mike Blair, the former Scottish rugby international and now coach. To the less well-known academical, Charles Douglas, who played a pivotal role in the rescheduling of D-Day as a result of his weather forecasting abilities. The reality is that we all start in the same place. And though centuries go by, great wars come and go, the motto engraved onto the school main hall entrance still rings true. Always excel.
From all our time at the Academy, Caroline and I have grown to absolutely love this school because of the relationships we've formed, the memories we've created, and all of the little traits and traditions that make this place so unique. We have also been lucky enough to witness many things evolve throughout our time at the Academy. The school becoming fully co-ed, a rapid push for teaching through technology, and a stark increase in the reinforcement of library windows due to some very wayward bowling by Bruce McCall in yard cricket. With all this time and with all these memories comes a great sense of pride for this school. But our pride was not something that was forced upon us. It was something that we developed through longevity, attachment, and admiration. And something that every single one of us in this hall can be proud of is the fact that we are Academy pupils and that we are all part of this Academy community. Pride is something you should always strive to achieve, because when you take pride in what you do, success will always be within touching distance. 4 years ago, at this same lectern, Archie McPherson, the head effer at the time, said, "Walk together in your blue blazers the way you want the school to succeed." And that message could never be more prominent than now. Now is the perfect time for the Academy and all of its pupils to show the world the type of people we are and the type of school that we represent. We are proud to be Ackies, but it's our responsibility to determine what being an Ackie means. History provides a definition for it, but every pupil in this hall today has the opportunity to improve that bestowal and leave their own legacy. Take every opportunity you can to represent this school. Rugby, fives, debating choir, just get involved. And when representing the school in whatever field it may be, simply give it your all and make sure you do the school and yourself proud.
At a school which offers so many fabulous opportunities, the easy part is signing up. But if you dare to dream about what you could achieve in it, it takes real guts to commit to that. For me, it started with my long-suffering mother encouraging me and sitting through what I can only imagine were rather painful violin practices at 6 years old, to driving me to and watching the early morning hockey matches on freezing sidelines. Or maybe a more relatable example for you could be Miss Jackson handing out lunchtime preps like their awards for anyone whose excuse, "I promise I did the prep, I just left it at home," didn't work for the third time that fortnight. But there's only so much encouragement that a pupil needs for it to turn into determination. The addictive taste of success after a good grade in an exam, or winning that competition, is enough to be springboarded to an age where you don't need that external encouragement anymore, and it becomes willpower to reach your own goal.
The ability to know everyone in your year, along with teachers and students across all the year groups, can never be underestimated as to what makes this school so special. The sense of community ingrains a requisite for perseverance, and not only the fear of letting your peers down, but also the desire to help your peers up. Because no matter who you are, and who you know and who you don't know, all of us should support each other because of our common sense of pride and our common sense of love, the Academy. And it's this mindset of collaboration and support that makes the Academy tick. Everyone in this hall can be proud to be a part of this. The teachers that give everything for their students, the parents that give everything for their children, and the guides that give everything to get themselves in trouble so the old years can look good. Every part of this community is responsible for making the Academy the tight collective that it is, and examples of this are abundant. Whether it's former academicals coming back to the school to give career talks, or the whole school chanting Mr. Rennie's nickname of Wren Dog as he steps up to bat in the annual Staffy Leavers Rounders match, nothing will come close to the support the school offers. As Mr. Tully mentioned in his final concert with the school, the Academy are like one big family. And I believe there are no better words to describe what being a part of this school feels like. Mr. Tully, from our very first rehearsal of Lion King and Guides to our final performance of Gloria last week, with your hair flapping all over the place as it always does, you've infected everyone in the school with your energy and humour, and there is not a single person in this hall that doesn't walk out of a Tuesday hymn practice with a smile on their face, ready to take on the day ahead. You've even been nice enough to let me in the chamber choir this year, despite my rather shocking vocals.
I once said that I couldn't imagine a better way to start a morning than walking into the Robertson room at around 8:05. Because quite how you have that much energy at that time in the morning, I do not know. But it really is contagious. And the endless memories which have been made as a result of your unwavering commitment and spirit will stay in our hearts forever.
Sir, you are Academy through and through. You epitomise everything about what an Aki is, and you're a true inspiration to everyone here. And so, sir, in your final exhibition, I would like to invite the members of the chamber choir in 6th and 7th onto the stage to sing you one final song. Mr. Tully, thank you for everything you've done for us and for the school, and we wish you all the best for whatever the future may hold.
Think it was right to ask him to play the piano, so I'm very grateful to Stuart Hope for recording the piano part, and let's hope this works.
a lot quicker without the piano this time. A crucial part of the big family that Mr. Tully mentioned is the parents. Simply none of us would be here without our parents and their ongoing commitment to the Academy. And so for that, we owe them a great deal of thanks. Coming to support us on cold Saturday mornings, watching all our music concerts, and always being someone for us to fall back on. It cannot be underestimated how much of a community the parents have built up throughout their child's time at the Academy. And despite the sense of excitement I'm sure you all have at the prospect of being able to live your own lives again, I'm sure there's also a great deal of sadness as they too will be leaving a community behind. Mum and Dad, thank you for bringing my saxophone into school when I'd forgotten it for the third time that week. Thank you for refraining from too much anger when I asked you at 10 p.m. on a Sunday to wash my uniform for the next day. And thank you for supporting me and guiding me through key decisions and always having my back. 1 down, 2 to go. And I'm sure Max and Lara will provide an equal amount of frustration.
To my parents and grandparents, thank you for giving me the opportunity to spend my school years here. I couldn't have imagined a better start in life. Thank you for tolerating it when I come home asking to start another activity and promptly reminding me that I probably already do enough. Or enduring midnight brownie baking when I remember that I'm on the baking rota for the next day. But you can't breathe a sigh of relief quite yet. Angus still has 3 years left, and I'm in no doubt that he'll make up for the stress whilst I'm not at home anymore.
I'm sure many in this room will relate to how we feel. Parents, even if sometimes we have to say it through gritted teeth, thank you for everything you've done for us.
I think we can all agree that it wouldn't be the Edinburgh Academy without the teachers who go above and beyond. Those sending out Teams messages after school hours, being a shoulder to lean on when the exam pressure gets too much, or simply friendly waves across the yard. This highlights here how the staff would never give up on any pupil, even when they may have given up on themselves. The sheer determination and perseverance that teachers show is phenomenal, and so many of us here would be very different people without them. Now this brings us to the Francis Hardy Prize. This is an award voted for by the Sevens for the teacher who has provided an outstanding service to the school and has had the biggest impact on our year group. This year's recipient is often found engaging in conversations outside the common room, trying to catch up on any gossip they may have missed, or checking up on students when they notice they're not themselves. This teacher has a heart of gold and will be remembered in countless fond memories in this year's Sevens. Mr. Lisher, I'd like to welcome you to the stage to present this year's trophy. So this year, the Francis Hardy Prize winner is Mrs. Jameson.
So unfortunately, Miss Jameson wasn't very well earlier, so unfortunately she won't be here. But on her behalf, I'll take the trophy.
Miss Jameson gave everyone a real love for her subject, made it so enjoyable and interesting. I had the privilege of being in her class for Nat 5 and higher, and I loved all the conversations I would have with her when I probably should be getting on with my history work. But she was a great history teacher, but mainly a phenomenal person, and she was a real rock for so many people throughout the school. And it's a shame she can't be here because I hope she feels a great sense of pride in receiving this award because she wholeheartedly deserves it.
Stepping into the role of head effer is not an easy job. It's like nothing either of us had done before, and it takes a while to get used to. But it's been an amazing experience, and I couldn't have done it without Finn by my side and Caitlin and Jacob as our deputies. We would like to wish the best of luck to Rachel and Finnan, who take on the roles of head effer next session. We couldn't be happier leaving the school in your hands, and I cannot wait to hear about the exciting and successful year you have. And to the class of 2022, it's been our pleasure spending these past years with you, and I cannot wait to see the wonderful things you do. This year, we have become closer than ever, and the thought of us all going our own ways is a sad thought for many of us here. So, as you stand shoulder to shoulder for the last time ever, I urge you to make the most of these last few hours of childhood and to sing Floreat from the top of your lungs and from the bottom of your hearts.
Having been at the Academy from the age of 2, knowing that today will be my final day as an Academy pupil is absolutely gutting. But for myself and all the sevenths, the fact that we find it so sad to be leaving this chapter behind is only a testimony to how enjoyable and special this chapter has been. I couldn't have asked for a better group of people to have shared my school experience with. We have without a doubt left our mark on this school, whether it's our shockingly poor rugby record in thirds, the increased smell of the common room due to the year-old cream cheese rotting away in the fridge, or the literal mark of an oil stain left in the carpet of Mr. Hughes' classroom after us boys cooked up a full English on a George Foreman on vegan day. Sevenths, it has been an absolute pleasure. And the truth is, we are not really leaving this place, as the memories and friendships that we have formed over our time here will always be with us. And we will always be part of this community, and we will always be Ackies. And that means something really special. To all those that return to Henderson Row in August, please take the school forward in the direction that does it proud. Sing loudly in assembly, be fearless on the pitch, and continue to be the respectful, determined, and committed people that Ackies are. Take great pride in our traditions, but also have a desire and a proactiveness to make a change and evolve. We are the Academy. Our proud history will never vanish or disappear, but it is important we never rest our reputation on it, and instead strive to create new traditions and extend and exceed our ever-growing success story. I love this school so much, and I am unassailably grateful for everything this school has done for me. Nothing has made me happier than being able to share the past 15 years of my life with all my friends in front of me, and all the staff and parents that have supported me throughout. But for us sevenths, it is now our turn to leave. And we leave the school having had the most amazing time, and we leave excited to hear about what the Edinburgh Academy is going to achieve in the future. Floreat Academia.
Thank you for that. That was amazing. Thank you so much. The Rosalind Gregson Trophy for Service to the School. Caroline Gardner. And the Gregson Trophy for Service to the School to Finn Cunningham. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for Floreat Academia.
Amen.
Thank you. Please be seated. Our last trophy of the exhibition 2022 is the Division Cup. My sincere thanks to Mr. Bryce, Mr. Allingham and the PE department, the division heads themselves, Mr. Tully, Nicky Long, the music department, Mr. Tripney and the pipe band, and all the staff who have helped to run those events. After last year's win by Carmichael, it's been a much more even competition this year, with at times each of the divisions being out in front. The lead has changed hands constantly over the course of the year, and as usual, it was the division who came through strongest in the final few competitions who looked likely to take the victor's spoils. The games, the division soloist competition, and a raft of sporting fixtures this week all shifted the scores back and forth. 5 minutes before our prize-giving ceremony started yesterday afternoon, the final of the Connect 4 competition happened. Mrs. Slavin likes the Connect 4 competition, don't you, Mrs. Slavin? And this had a considerable bearing on the overall score. It was all down to fine margins in every way. After everything was added up and tallied, the result was actually quite a shock. But well done to all involved. Kinross took home the trophy in the junior school yesterday. And so the questions were really all about whether the double would be done today, a feat rarely achieved. Who knew that a Division Connect 4 competition could mean so much? Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Division Cup for 2022 is Carmichael.
The Edinburgh Academy Leavers 2022, Rebecca Grieve. Imogen Altink. Mikael Amuchastegui Ayala. Casper Armin Smith. Finlay Ballard. Jamie Banks. Hannah Barn. David Bain Jardine. Oliver Bendit. Maya Bissett. Neve Bogue. Angus Bogie. Abby Brown. Holly Brown. Ross Cadsell. Thomas Carey. Cameron Cartwright. Peter Caughey. Oliver Chan. Ruby Chaston. Murray Clark. Archie Craigie Hackett. Mariana Edwards. Jonas Elder. Bryn Evans. Bevan Fleming. Adam Gafoor. Alex Gilchrist. Imogen Goodwin. Celia Graham. Callum Gregor. Jana Hamilton. Iona Harrison. Louise Hawkins. Alexandra Hood. Mac Ingalls. Grace Jeffrey. Max Carlick. Rory Kemp. Murray Kiernan. Kinghorn. Isabel Lisser. Claire Mackenzie. Holly Mackenzie. Noah Mackenzie. Jamie McPhail. Willa Marston. Charlotte Macaulay. Bruce McCall. Holly McCluskey. Ella McNeil. Cecily Miller. Archibald Miller. Leila Montague. Darcy Moore. Isabel Murray. Yon Woo Na. Peter Napier. Oliver Neves. Benjamin Nussey. Fraser Patrick. Lewis Penman. Adam Peters. Chloe Petrie. Sophie Portier. Hugh Postma. Archie Powell. Millie Rafferty. Sam Ross. Aidan Schulenberg Calvert. Rosine Simsek. Fionn Smith. Anna Springford. Nicole Stack. Alexander Stevenson. Fraser Street. Ray Taylor. Nicholas Temperley. Holly Thompson. Dominic Thompson. Rosie Tofts. Charles Traquair. Sylvie Turner. David Weir. Isha Witz. Duncan Wood. Joe Wood. Jacob Carey. Caitlin Elliott. Finn Cunningham. Caroline Gardner.
So before I ask the chair to close this exhibition, I'd like to invite Angus, Tully and Sandra Hennessey to the stage, please. So if you could both make your way down here just to come and sit in the side seats just here, I'll then hand over to the chair to close this exhibition. Thank you.
Good to see Mr. Tully running. Excellent. I now draw the Senior School Exhibition 2022 to a close. Our very best wishes go to our leavers, our newest academicals, and we look forward to following your progress in the years ahead. Thank you to all of you very much for coming today. I wish you all an enjoyable and relaxing summer holiday. And the Academy looks forward to welcoming back returning pupils, parents and teachers at the start of the next academic year. In closing, I would like to invite Ms. Hennessey and Mr. Tully to lead the platform party and staff procession. Thank you, Floreat Academia.